Stocks plunged on Wednesday, extending the week's declines as investors responded to news that the consumer price index spiked higher in April. The index rose 4.2% over the past 12 months, while the so-called core CPI recorded a gain of 3%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 682 points, or 2%, its largest percentage point drop since January. The S&P 500 fell 2.1%, and the Nasdaq Composite declined 2.7% and is down more than 5% over the last 3 trading days. The 10-year Treasury yield rose to 1.695%. Analysts and economists say part of the reason for the large year-over-year increase is the so-called base effect, which describes how a very low inflation reading in the year prior can lead to a relatively high reading in the following year if prices normalize. April 2020 saw a CPI of 0.8% amid a significant crash in the price of oil, when crude prices turned negative for the first time. Consumer price inflation in every economy is telling us about the oil price a year ago, said Paul Donovan, the chief economist at UBS Global Wealth Management. This is not a concern, but markets want to worry about something. Rising prices can weigh on corporate profit margins if companies are unable to pass the costs on to consumers. They also can impact stock valuations, which tend to be lower when inflation is high. Tech stocks, in particular, are vulnerable because of their high valuations and the amount of growth expected in the future. In Asia, Tokyo's Nikkei 225 fell 1.6% and Hong Kong'sHang Sengticked up 0.8%. The Shanghai Composite rose 0.6%, while in Taiwan the TAIEX tumbled 4%. The FTSE 100 inches London was up 0.8%, while the CAC 40 inches Paris gained 0.2% and Frankfurt'sDAXwas was 0.2% higher. The main US stock indexes were weaker on Tuesday as well, as investors worried about the outlook for inflation and monetary policy. A number of reasons have been given for yesterday's broad-based weakness, the main being concern that the recent sustained rise in commodities prices could prompt a sharper permanent state of rising inflation in the weeks and months ahead, said Michael Hewson, an analyst at CMC Markets. Commerzbankstock was a standout in Europe, up 8.6% after net income of €133 million, $161 million, in the quarter outpaced analyst expectations and the German bank hiked its full-year outlook. Shares in Diageo, one of the world's largest distillers and owner of brands including Johnnie Walker, Smirnoff, Captain Morgan, and Guinness, jumped 2.3%. The company said it expects organic operating profit growth to be at least 14% this fiscal year, ahead of organic sales growth. Shares in Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Co, the world's largest contract chip maker, fell 4.1%. TSMC dominates Taiwan's stock market index with a 30% weighting, and was a significant force behind the TAIEXtumbled. Wendy's, ticker WEN, slipped 1.